This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Next to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. No laughing. Thanks, it works. Yeah.
I was gonna put one on.
Don't we have a proper flag kicking around here? That we got?
This came from the White House.
All right.
We are here because of you. Would you like to explain
Yes,
anything?
so we're here to pass a resolution to make us the lead agency for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade project. So that this wonderful guy here, Mark Slazo, and their team can continue on with the speaker. And we can continue to get grant funding and apply for it.
Any questions?
So we're here to do grant funding so we can have cleaner water, not cleaner water.
So we get it paid for.
Yes, yes, there's a significant amount of state money out there currently. So this process would position the village for bill and WIA funding, which could pay potentially up to 75% of the wastewater treatment plant project and obtain hardship financing. So we're just trying to get all the ducks in a row before the July 20th deadline. So this is the first step, then the next step would be bond resolution.
Is hardship financing still 0%?
So what we've been told and what I see on the online is that they change it from year to year. This year, we'll update your IUP listing so that if you apply for financing through EFC after June 16th of this year, you'll be considered hardship based on the median household income, which is 0%.
It used to be you had to have water meters and everything. We missed out on a grant for that. How did we miss out on that this time? How
They
did we get
changed
around
they changed it, which is how we qualified for the.
Can we retroactive the other ones? They didn't? No.
No, unfortunately. But that's how we qualified. Yes, in the town and in commercial properties, but if you live in the village.
They don't run, but I've got a water.
We had to have a meter in the village and we were qualified.
Yes.
I don't remember the project now. What was that? Good.
Isn't
It's
that
not
the
just me.
Chubb River project, or was it the
No, that's too
last?
far back.
No,
It could have been the last sewer project.
it was.
No, this was just. the
No,
last
this was
fourth-
to
fourth
qualify
state.
for the other grant fund. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the last sewer
One
upgrade.
month.
Yeah, and it might have been, I want to say for rural development they looked for it, but I'm not 100% sure on that stuff. I can check with Sean on that though, because he's up for the conference as well. So,
But we did qualify for it for the Main Street project. We got 0%.
and we already did obtain $6.4 million from the WQIP program for the project already. So this would be to fund the remaining.
Yeah.
And this isn't water, this is.
Sewer.
Sewer, primarily the wastewater treatment plant. And
Water's almost done.
Yeah.
yes,
Everything's going well there.
everything's going well. They're finishing up the second set of filters, so we anticipate in June to do the official startup and handover by the computer system that'll be handling it. But as I understand, the 4 rehab filters are working very well. They are, we used to have probably about a 6-hour filter run, so they would run for 6 hours and then have to be backwashed. They're running for 24 hours. And the turbidity is very, very clean water coming out of there.
And the significance of that is it protects our medium so it doesn't have to be replaced as often.
Correct, and you're able to run for longer periods of time, which is less backwash, which goes to the wastewater plant, and less energy that's being used at the plant. Less chemical is being used, and the reliability of the system is going to increase. So now the plant staff can maintain a lot more of the system as opposed to having to upgrade in the future.
We take our hardness of our water now.
The lake water that the village uses as a water source is relatively low in hardness compared to other parts of the state.
I'm just saying, when, from a commercial point of view.
Yep.
It destroys. it.
Oh, yes.
And then even the ice, the smegma would come out. I'm trying to use the word right, from a slow drip from when I had ice pain that went out. We would clean, yeah, so I'm just going from that point.
Yes, yeah, but it primarily impacting dissolved materials and everything, filtering that out as best as it can. So,
I noticed you didn't say going towards soft, less hard is the word you use. Is it not, is hard one end, soft the other, or not necessarily?
so hard is, I can't remember the exact breaking point, but that's where you look at, I think it's 300 milligrams per liter. SCaCO3 is the measure of hardness. And I want to say that in the last water quality that I saw for the village water, because again, it's Adirondack water, I think you're only at about 50 or 30, which is very, very low. So probably what you're seeing is just over time it accumulates. But if you go down to Columbia County where they have very hard water, I mean, that's in the 400 to 500 milligrams per liter range. And it's very tough.
My last house was on chalk
Yeah,
and it was.
it's a significant, you can
Yeah, it's
definitely tell. Yeah.
Even if we went at the side more, it was.
When you, like down in Florida, like condo, when you shower and you get all done, it feels like you still have soap on you.
Yeah.
Is that soft water?
I believe that is soft water.
Is that
Yeah.
what causes that?
Yeah, kind of that feeling up there. You typically want around 50, like you don't want water to be too soft because then there can be other problems that happen. But the water chemistry that we're pulling from the lake here is actually very good for source water. We're working with a couple, actually beverage manufacturers down near the southern part of the state. And they look for kind of the water quality that we have here. So you got some very good initial water quality. All we do at the water treatment plant is we filter out materials, add some chemicals for chlorine, which is required by the EPA, then some chemicals that protect the interior of the pipe. So I know they do as minimal chemical dosing as possible.
Is that the red stain we get in our toilets?
The red stain you can get in your toilets could be two things. There's sometimes iron that accumulates in there, and when you get a large flush of water coming through, it can get disturbed and come in.
It's like a dye.
It looks like a red ring around the water, right?
More than that, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes what that is actually if you leave the water stagnant for a long period of time, even though they do everything they can to get the bacteria out, there's a small amount that actually grows in there, and that's what it is. So it's
When you say there, you mean the plant, not at your house.
No, at your house.
At your house.
At your house, yeah. So bacteria is ubiquitous in the system. We treat it and put chlorine in the water, and it stays free of bacteria in the pipes. But as soon as it's exposed to the atmosphere, bugs can start growing in it. Yeah. We did that exact same thing in our office in Bolton Landing. So if, yeah, sometimes you see a red material.
So the chemical you put in to prevent the lead pipes, we wouldn't see that, it's clear or?
It's clear, yeah. It's a poly, think of it as zinc phosphate or polyphosphate, but you don't see that accumulate. No, you wouldn't see that. Doesn't color the water or anything like that.
Okay, anybody else want to get a free chemistry lesson?
Yeah,
You got the
I used to
experts.
teach, so I'm more than happy.
So the exact motion you need is?
Motion to pass the resolution to make us lead agency for seeker.
Yes, and then we'll send out letters to other potential involved agencies. They have 30 days to contest the village being the lead agent. If nobody contests, then at the next board meeting, I believe, I'm sorry, July 3rd board meeting, it should be the 30-day statute, then the board can act to review the project and issue a declaration of environmental impact, which would probably be a negative declaration because there would not be an environmental impact from this project, presumably.
I'm going to ask a really silly question.
Yes.
I'm assuming right now there's no lead agency, or is there one currently?
No, so
Okay.
procedurally how it's happening is that we are coming with, this is the project description, and then a lead agency needs to be defined.
All right, so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It
Anything
has to
else?
be a roll call vote.
Oh, there we go.
Trustee Quinn?
Yes, yay.
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Do you need a signature?
I do, right there.
You all done with lacrosse?
Yeah, tough game in Messina last night.
You're good, okay.
Yeah, it's such another turf.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
I think I mentioned before, but we need to.
Yes, it's very
next
good.
year.
Oh, make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, Lauren, do you have any questions?
Are you there, Lauren?
Not at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
All right.
Because-
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.